Pittsburgh Steelers are getting back some key players from injury. Let's talk about it. G'day guys, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. If you do like the content, I'm a bloke talking Steelers in my room. I'm not an analyst, just a black and gold yinzer at heart. I've been to Pittsburgh 3 times and I've been to Steelers versus Ravens. If you love the content, love an Aussie, a bloke from Australia talking about the Steelers, then you'll like this channel. Right, let's get into it. So the Pittsburgh Steelers from Wednesday, October 18th, which is right now being my Thursday with a day in front. Presley Harvin, hamstring right. He's going to be a full practice. Deontay Johnson full. Patrick Peterson limited. McFarland full. Herbig linebacker limited. Dan Moore full. James Daniels full. And also Pat Frymouth full. So my first observation overall, to be very honest, this is right positive signs that players are coming back. They're practicing in full. They're getting ready for hopefully the Rams game. Now, I got to say one thing, though. With the Deontay Johnson and I think it's Anthony McFarland, they have an asterisk. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know how you pronounce that. Asterisk next to their name, which means they're designated to return from IR. And they have a 21-day practice window to come back. And I believe if they don't come back, like Kazi last year, in that 21-day window, if they don't come back, they sit on IR for the rest of the year. But hopefully it looks like they're coming back. Deontay talked about him coming back. McFarland, I think he's in the way of doing things with maybe the Rams game. But they still need to be promoted back to the 53. Now, here's the thing. When the Steelers do that, they have to cut 2 players or push back 2 players to the practice squad. The easy answer right now, so far, is Gunnar Olszewski. I think he will be dropped back down to the practice squad. I don't think he'll be cut from the whole team. I think he'll be will be demoted back to the practice squad. And the other one I want to talk about is, though, right now the Steelers have Pat Frymouth, Darnell Washington, Connor Haywood, tight end fullback, and Rodney Williams, who plays special teams, and also he plays tight end. And he was the guy that got the big tackle last week versus the Ravens on teams, and he also got the fumble recovery for a safety, almost a TD after the pump block from Miles Killebrew. They might keep Rodney Williams, I think, on the roster. And when I say that, I normally say that now, and then tomorrow or 2 days later, he gets cut back to the practice squad, right? But they might keep him there. And right now, to my knowledge, they have Godwin Iwabuke as the Steelers' third down running back. I think he might get demoted back to the practice squad, right? Also, too, in other news, while we're on the topic, we had the Steelers, Steelers signed Rush, right? Darius Rush. So this was the thing that happened yesterday where the Steelers cut Desmond King and some of Steeler Nation lost their actual mind. It says the Steelers signed quarterback Darius Rush from KC Chiefs practice squad to the 53-man roster. In a related move, the team released defensive back Desmond King II, right? So Rush was drafted by the Colts in the 5th round of 2023 and then signed by the Chiefs practice squad, and now here he is in the same year he's playing for the Steelers on the 53. So it's kind of like a draft pick, right? It's pretty much like a draft pick in that sense. Like he was with the Colts, now he was with the Chiefs, and now we got him on our full squad. So he joins Rush, the cornerback. He joins the team on the full squad on the 53. Now, will he make the actual game debut on the 46 that makes the side? Not too sure, right? Not too sure. So let's go back to the injury report. So we'll start with Presley Harvin, right? We saw that Presley Harvin had to miss 2 weeks, and Brad Wing did a really good job filling in for him. So it's good to see back Presley Harvin in the squad. He was really punting a good average and a lot of good punts inside the 20. At the same time, though, as a Steelers offense and team, we don't want to see Presley Harvin that much. Maybe 3 or 4, 5 times a game max, right? But it's good to see Harvin coming back. I think he'll be ready to go versus the Rams. Now, the big one here is Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson's coming back after a hamstring full. He hasn't been activated yet, but I do feel like that he's coming back to play against the Rams. I saw him talking in a podcast with Cameron Haywood on his podcast, not just talking football or something similar like that on ESPN, or he's on the Omaha network. I can't remember what he's on, but he was doing a podcast with Cameron Haywood. That was fantastic, man. Go and listen to that. DJ's like a shy guy, but he gives you some good gems talking about the Steelers. So I can't wait to see Johnny come back because he's such a good route runner in that aspect. Now we had Patrick Peterson as well. He's been limited. I think he will play. McFarland's the other guy. that hasn't been activated to the squad yet. So we'll see over the next few days if they activate McFarlane or Johnson for this game and they bring back 2 other players to be demoted to the practice squad, right? But McFarlane's a key piece, not only to like a change of pace in the backfield, being a running back, and the Steelers haven't really used a third down running back at all. They've only gone with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. At the same time, though, they've got to run the rock better with the O-line. But McFarlane can be the guy that can return punts and he can also return kickoffs, right? So you have Calvin also who can return punts, and you have McFarlane. I believe he could do it too. We saw before he got injured, McFarlane was doing a good job returning kickoff returns and almost like 1 or 2 steps away from taking it 30, 40, 50 yards down the field. Now, it says here too, Nick Herbig got a quad, limited. Dan Moore will come back to that because Steeler Nation. I've never seen Steeler Nation so fired up over one position. Maybe the JPJ thing, but Steeler Nation is so fired up. And I say as a collective, not everyone. As a collective, like I said the other day, they're fired up over Dan Moore coming back to get his spot. I understand that Broderick Jones has played better, right? But we don't know just yet what direction they're going to go. They're just saying in this report, and Mike Tomlin talked about it, it's an if. It's an if he plays. They don't know just yet. Well, the Steelers have an idea, but they're not telling the fan base just yet who's going to play. It doesn't really worry me one bit. I'm focused on Steelers versus Rams. I'm not focused on one player. Right, so we have Dan Moore with a knee. He's full, so he's got a potential to come back. We'll see what happens the next few days if he does become the left tackle. I'm okay with it, but we'll see what happens there. Now, James Daniels coming back too. It looks like he's coming back. He's a full participant there. So that means he will get his job back at right guard, replacing Nate Herbig, who was the backup for James Daniels. See, the team's getting stronger after the bye, and Mike Tomlin's record after the bye is 13-4, right? The Steelers are on a good track. I'm not saying you have to go super hype crazy about this team like I am. Like, if you don't want to, let me do that. I'll wave 15,000 terrible towers in my hand. I'll do as much shouting as I can to get everyone pumped up, right? You guys want to not overact or get too hyped? That's cool. That's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it for sure. Right. So James Daniel, he's out. He's full. And then Pat Fryman too. He looks like he's coming back with a full participant as well. So here we have it. We're getting our punter back. We're getting hopefully Deontay Johnson receiver. He's coming back. Hopefully he gets activated this week. Patrick Peterson has been limited. Hopefully he starts to play up to his potential, like as a veteran cornerback. We want to see that. Right, we do. McFarlane, hopefully he comes back. Nick Herbig, limited quad play. That's all right. We've got TJ Watt, Marcus Golden, Highsmith playing great football. Dan Moore's coming back. Now, either way you see it, if you want Dan Moore left tackle, if you don't want him, he can still be a good backup. If they go with Jones, I'm happy. If they go with Dan Moore, I'm happy. You know why? Because I'm a Steelers fan and I want to see this team succeed. That's what I do. But you can be critical. I understand. You can be critical if you want to be about Dan Moore shouldn't play. He hasn't played well. I know that. I see that. But I just want to look at the positive. And the positive is if Dan Moore comes back, at least you have some good backup, right? Now, James Daniels coming back too and Pat Frymuth. So this team is getting their players back. And that's the main point. They have been without Frymuth. They used, and actually the Steelers aren't even using, and when I say them, I mean the offensive-minded coaches. The team isn't really using the tight end position, right? They haven't used that. They've passed the tight end. If it is Kenny Pickett going through his progressions, or if it's the play design, they've only passed the tight end, I think, 11 times or 11 catches, and maybe 18 times they went that way, right? The Steelers got to get back on track. The Steelers still have not had a rushing touchdown yet. In 5 games, they're 3-2, and they haven't scored a rushing touchdown. They have 2 defensive and 5 passing touchdowns, right? Isn't that crazy? That's insane to me. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Anyways, guys, that's my little injury update. Later on today, I might do an AFC North rundown. I might do another video, but I reckon it's good. At this very moment, I feel pretty confident. I know the Rams are a hard team to go after. The Rams right now, too, I was going to bring it up. The Rams are missing, I believe, 2 players. 2 players that are on... here it is. Sorry, here it is right now. Alrighty, and just to finish off the episode, so the Rams also are expected to miss multiple games is Kyrie Williams and another bloke too, Ronnie Rivers. So they're without their 2 running backs, and they've signed another running back that is Miles Gaskin. So Hopefully, the Steelers can shut down the run because I believe the Rams are going to have to rely on a bloke they just signed or another guy coming from the practice squad and also their rookie who's only had 4 touches. If the Steelers can shut down their run and put some pressure on Stafford, it's going to be a good game. I'll see you later.